Hi everyone, it's Becky Livingston from Conceal Marketing, and I just want to talk to you today about Website 101 and what you should know. It's interesting, the other day I was meeting with a client and he asked me what I thought about his website, and I said I thought it was stunning because, well, it is. And he said, that's interesting because most men don't like it. And I said, well, that's because your site's not meant for men, it's meant for women. So the first thing I want to talk about is your audience. It's important to know who your target market is, and if you plan to increase engagement with that particular demographic, think about how to design your site to their ideals, the colors they prefer, and the way that they use your site, not the preferences that you necessarily have. One of the other things I want to talk about is color deficiency. And the reason I bring this up is because 8% of men have a color deficiency challenge. And when we think about designing something with a lot of color or certain color combinations in mind, we come up with mocks and ideas that we provide to our clients. We also stress the importance of running the site design through a vision deficiency checker to make sure that we can understand how this might be viewed by people who might have some color challenges or vision deficiencies. A couple of the tools that we use are Cloudberry, and that's a free simulator that you can upload your images into the site to check for red, green, blue blindness, or red, green, or blue weakness tendencies. They're really great tools. And then there's also Color Oracle that allows you to do a very similar thing. In addition to websites, you can also load any other kind of images into Color Oracle to see what it might look like for someone who has a color deficiency or a vision deficiency issue. Once your site's built, remember that you must submit it to the search engines. The major search engines really is where you should start, and think about how you can increase your search engine optimization by doing so. Adding it to your site submits for Google, Bing, and Yahoo. If you don't submit the site, especially if it's a brand new site, you're waiting to hopefully crowdsource this site so the engines will pick up traffic that way. That could take 6, 8, 12 months. By submitting your site to the search engines, you generally can get your site crawled within 6 to 8 weeks or the standard dates that they provide, but generally it's much quicker than that. Another thing to think about is design and structure. There's a lot of different themes out there that you can use. They're easy to use. They come with design concepts already built into them. But what you really need to know is, how do you use the design concepts that are built in? The dimensions of pictures, the functionality of the site, and adding specific elements like social media icons, image placement on blog articles, and more. Feature images are really important because feature images on a site are often used in social sharing, so making sure that you're placing that in there with the correct dimensions is really important. Something else to think about are alt tags. You may have heard about alt tags. They're the little pieces of text that show up when you roll over or scroll over an image. Remember, everything you place on your website has the ability to increase your search engine optimization, including images. Leveraging alt tags on images helped to tag the image to a specific keyword. For example, we've got the Capitol building here, and there's a couple options that are shown for possible alt tags for the Capitol dome. Now, they're using a long version of an alt tag and a short version of an alt tag, and the use of how each of those descriptions can be used to increase search engine optimization and social sharing. Tags and keywords, that's content that sits with pages, blog articles, content within the site. It also helps to increase search engine optimization and search rankings. One of the things to remember here is not to stuff your pages full of keywords. That was a process that happened in the mid to late 2000s. It's not a process that many of the search engines appreciate anymore. Think about keywords and tags specific to the content for that page only. Don't stuff the page full of keywords and tags. The last things I briefly want to talk about is 301 redirects. This is really important when you're thinking about sites that have been redesigned or rebuilt on a new host, and maybe you're changing a domain. What this works best for is when you have a page that has been cached or sits on someone's bookmark list, and they may go back and visit it after you've already rebuilt the new site. What happens in this case is the page will call the old domain location and page identifier. It then redirects to the new page that you want them to go to. If you choose not to do this, you are relying on someone to actually make the leap themselves. If you increase this by using a 301 redirect, you have the ability to make that option happen automatically. I do briefly want to talk about a couple sites that I really liked and some of the identifiers when it comes to a clean design. This Blue Lounge site is really neat because it talks about different products that are available on the site, and it really highlights those products with some really great visuals and the product placement. There is some content that sits on the site, but it's not really the main focus of the site. The navigation is very easy to use, and it looks really nice on mobile devices and tablets. The next one is Box. Box is a service providing software tool, and what I like about their site is the use of the color. And if you understand the color theory of blue, you understand that that's really a service-based color. So their use of that color is very nice. It's very strategic. The site is also very clean. There's a lot of white space on the site. The icons within the site are very recognizable. They're very easy to reduce and use, and the imagery is just very clean. Again, top navigation, not a lot of clutter on the pages. Very clean, simple design. And the sliders, there's more than one here. They're actually also very clean and simple to use, and the graphics used within it are very understandable. Cloudberry, one of my more favorite sites right now that I'm looking at. I love the use of the orange color here, and the color theory behind the color orange is that it's a forward thinking, it's a fresh look, it's very citrusy, it's something to make you feel happy about what you're looking at. So their use of gray, tans, and orange are very nice. The structure is very good here. The design is very clean, very simple. Again, top navigation. The font is very current. The icons are very recognizable universally, and the navigation is very easy to use. The image that you see here with the green icon and the green plant is also representative of that natural, fresh kind of look and feel. Work by Simon, love this one. It's, even though it lacks color, other than a little bit of red, grays, and blacks, a little bit of white here and there, the structure is very nice, the navigation is interesting, reduces very well on the mobile devices, the icons are universal, very clean, and I love the sub-navigation in the center of the page with the field sport concept, Tuck Hinton, and the Country Music Hall of Fame. Very interesting use of the sub-navigation here. Again, if you look at this site on a tablet or a mobile device, again, very clean and simple to use. Vita Cochran, what I love about her site is the use of the circles. She's highlighting her products. She does produce these things herself and for her business, and she is an artist, so using the color is very interesting, but the center circle navigation, that's a little bit different. I find that to be fascinating that she's doing things this way. But the circle theme is carried throughout the site. The use of the black and white, which is a very classic artistic design element. Very nice concept here. The navigation is fascinating, and the use of color is very well done. That's all I have for today. You can see this slide deck on SlideShare. Also, we wrote a blog about the same concept, but you can see what we do here. I'll chat with you guys soon. Have a great day. Thanks.